Aaron, you just got done covering, and thank you for covering the Benghazi committee, the Gowdy committee. I haven't seen much coverage on it outside of Fox, and I appreciate that you and Dana Bash and Maggie Haberman were talking about. Now, that was the compliment. Here comes the criticism.
Yeah.
You said at the beginning there's no definitive end game for this committee. Should there be, Jake Tapper? I mean, Trey Gowdy said yesterday he would, quote, rather run the risk of answering a question twice than run the risk of not answering it once. We just had the new book, 13 Hours, come out. Do you think there should be an end game, an artificial deadline to wrap up something when there's been stonewalling for so long?
I don't think there should be an artificial deadline. I agree with that, and I interviewed the authors of three of the CIA contractors. I interviewed them on my show a week or so ago, and as you know, I've covered Benghazi quite a bit. I don't think there should be an end game, but by the same token, I don't think that what was a very horrific incident and what were some very serious mistakes made by government officials, especially before the attacks, should be cheapened by false claims and false accusations that have the effect of making the public, the general public, care less about what I think is a very serious issue.
I agree with that. Last question, though. Dana Bash said to you, this is a potential problem for Hillary. And you were at the end of the segment. You ran out of time. My question, follow-up to Dana, would be, why? Why is this a potential problem for Hillary, Jake Tapper?
Well, first of all, I wish that we'd had more time to talk about the Benghazi hearing yesterday on my show. But as you probably know, 45 minutes of my show was the Secretary of State John Kerry testifying, and then we did 15 minutes of analysis with Bill Kristol and Jay Carney and Admiral Stavridis. So unfortunately, just the nature of the business, I didn't get a chance to talk about it. I think it's important. Look, I have from the very beginning, my focus on Benghazi has been. I've talked about everything that's happened in the horrific situation and the days afterwards, but I really think the problems were before Benghazi. There just was a lack of planning, a lack of an inability of people in the State Department to take seriously requests for security.